Everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. This is going to be episode 3 of the tutorial, and I'm pretty excited to keep going on this. I put it off for about a week because I was dealing with other things, so we're just jumping back into it now. We've got a daily summon to do and a couple other things. We don't get the GM things, by the way, for pet adoption tickets or whatever they're called because we don't have that unlocked yet. And I just want to get something out there before we continue is about guilds in general. On the last video I did, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? I may or may not have told people to kind of treat their initial guilds like trash, and I didn't really explain it. So I think I owe it to you guys to explain this sort of thing. So when I recommended guilds last time, the way I do it on brand new accounts like this is just hit refresh a bunch of times until I find somebody that's open on auto. This means that there's a good chance this guild is quite a bit AFK. There's a good chance a lot of the members are not super active. There's a good chance that they don't put out guild buffs. I'm not sure if this one is putting out guild buffs, so they actually are. There's a good chance a lot of these things aren't being taken advantage of. So when I go into this and start to, I didn't want to hit that button. When I go into this and start recommending people to not sort of request aid here, because these materials are very, very, very valuable. There is a very low chance somebody is going to fill in your request. So if somebody's asking for like flame runes and you're level 10 and you don't have any, that's not exactly a great thing, and it's not really worth your time to do it. Same with catalyst. Like, giving somebody a catalyst at this point of the game is just so scary. And then we hit to donate section here, and it's kind of the same thing. The guild has enough gold to put up buffs right now. I think putting this in might just not be worth it, but at the same time, it helps you towards getting the captain shop item, or not the captain, the member shop items here. So it's probably worth doing. So maybe that's something I should do just because I think that's worth doing. Proof of courage is something I would do every time as well. And as for the member shop here, you're really hoping to get this Mulagora once a week, and also, if you can, something like a lab compass, but overall you're not going to be able to get a lot of this stuff until you're a little more advanced. And the reason why I mentioned to just kind of maybe not do everything you possibly can in guilds right now is because, like I said, a lot of these accounts in these guilds that are automatic only are generally like a like an alt guild, or for people re-rolling that don't keep playing, and it's just not exactly the best. So I just want to make that clear that you shouldn't treat other people like trash, but if you beat smart about it, maybe it's right to not give everybody everything. So let's just do some summons first. Also, by the time I hit level 30 to 40, I will try to find like a permanent situation for a guild. I will try to find some place I can live as a guild member, and then I can contribute and work out my contribution stuff. Let's just start out with summons here. We've got 3 summons to do, so let's just blow it up. I don't think there's any real 3 stars. I don't think there's any real 3 stars we're looking for at this point. Outside of fodder. I will gore you. I love that line, by the way. So we've got 2 more. This is not what I would do, by the way. If you're a newer player, I wouldn't just randomly summon on covenants. I would wait for something specific. We're just doing it for kind of for funsies sort of thing. We also got our first gold transmit stone, which is pretty fun. And as we go into this, I just want to talk about ways to improve your heroes first. So if we take a look at our units, we're able to what team did we end up with? We ended up using Lena. So we're able to go through awakening first. So let's start with that. So if we go to Lena here, we can hit awaken, and this is something that should be done on basically all of your characters you're using for a serious amount of time, at least up to this one here. The third one is an upgrade to one of their abilities. It gives it a little bit of extra stats, or a little bit of different effect to the ability. Also, after that, it starts to get expensive, specifically the ones that take catalysts. These are the ones that you're only going to want to do for your like super main units. So we're going to start off just awakening the first 3 times. We actually can't do the 3rd time because I think it's level 30 required, and we aren't 30 yet. So we're just going to do the first 2 for now on Lena. That will give us quite a bit of a boost to all of her stats. We're then going to find Sigrid. Sigrid is going to get 2 as well. And we're going to go back and do this again once we hit level 30 just to get the ability unlocked. Wow, she's not even 20 yet. That's really funny. And then the other people we're gearing out here is going to be Leo, I believe we're using. Who are we using? I honestly forget. We're using Sigrid, Lena, Leo, and Aether, right? I think we're using Sigrid, Lena, Leo, and Aether. Yes, possibly Hazel. We're undecided at this point, but we're gonna do Aether for now. So let's just do these ones here, and we will awaken. Just bring him up. So we have 3 ice units, which is something we're not really happy about, but we're doing it anyway. And I decided to use Lena too, by the way, since I really wanted to see how she performed early game. So it's kind of an experiment as well. The next way to really upgrade your character's abilities is through skill enhance. This is something that is just recently changed for newer units, for 3-star units, I mean. This allows us to upgrade their abilities without using Catalyst and without using Molagoras and just using Stigma. So we can see here that we can get a bunch of these skill ups with just Stigma and some gold. It's absolutely awesome that they allowed us to do this, and it's only for 3 stars. So our Leo isn't going to be able to do this because our Leo takes Molagora. So let's just start doing a couple of these here, and we'll do 2 on her skill 3 as well. And then we're also going to do a little bit on our Aether, just to get his healing up a little bit. We can get a little bit of healing here. So let's do this. We get 50. So +2 on his skill 3, and then +1 on his skill 2. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Almost getting it. So this is something we'll go back to later and upgrade, because getting that -1 cooldown on a lot of those abilities is going to just be super worth it. Oh my god, I just remembered. We're using Elson. We're not using Aether, we're using Elson. That's so exciting. So screw Aether. Take Aether out of the mix here, and let's put our boy Elson. Let's put our boy Elson here. What a waste of Stigma. Luckily, Stigma is something that comes really easily early, so we shouldn't have a problem getting these skill ups going. That is so excited. I'm actually like pumped to use Elson right now. I'm super pumped. So we're just going to swap gear and give him, I don't think he's based off attack at all. He's based off of HP, and yeah, targets HP. So with Elson, we just want him to be tanky and as fast as possible, basically. We're just going to give him that for now. We're going to just basically give him all of Aether's gear, just because it's the easiest to do right now. Perfecto. Awesome. I'm pumped. So we're going to go level up our Elson a little bit. Then we're going to run into a couple other places we need to clear. And then we'll come talk to you a bit later when we get into the next stage of the Labyrinth. Let's do a couple more summons here. We have 2 Covenants. Just doing this for Growing Adventurer. We are going to get something good, please. There's so many 4-star artifacts we can use. Like a Wondrous Potion would just be so good. Wondrous Potion would just be like the most insane thing ever. That's amazing. So we're going to toss that right onto our Elson and just do a little dance, I think, because that's pretty lucky. So 3-star character, unless this is like an Eaton just for funsies, I don't think we're going to use it. Nemonas Winka.
Right here is where I am.
I'm so stoked. We got a Wondrous Potion Vial. So one of the best 4-star artifacts you can get, and what it does is remove a debuff you have on your turn with a small chance, basically. Perfect for any Soul Weaver, especially ones without dispels like our Elson. We're going to be using this for a long time. I'm just going to level it up because honestly, this is just something we're going to be using for quite some time. It's worth having one at plus 30 for even endgame accounts. So I'm really, really happy with that. So let's just go keep doing stuff here. It is time for our first promotion now. And there's two things with promotion you need to consider. One is memory imprint, which is basically giving your team a little bit of a boost. I can't click on it here for some stupid reason, but basically every memory imprint Lena gets will boost the stats of her team, not including herself. We'll talk about that later too. And you want to use phantasms in general for promoting. So I promoted a bunch of my 2-star phantasms into 3-star, and I will be using these as fodder for Lena to bring her up a level. We can also do two things at once, so we can memory imprint her while we're promoting her, which is what I really recommend you to do. So we'll get this done here. And this will promote her to 4-star instead of 3-star. I'll now be able to do my awaken. Oh, screw off. I'm trying to teach, not you, game. I'm the one teaching. So basically what it's saying here is there's a bunch of imprints. This is what you get every imprint level you get, which is a duplicate of the character. And then if you have an ego fragment, which is the one on the right there, which was just recently added to the game, you can make it so it only affects her and nobody else. And the one on the left, her defense boost right now, affects everybody but her on the team. So we're going to awaken this Lena now. I'm just kidding. We don't have any greater frost runes. We'll awaken her soon. And we don't really have any artifacts for her. So let's just give her something cool. I'm guessing just Oath Key to help her hit more, just a random artifact basically. Okay, and let's get going with our next little thingy. Our next area is called Lost in Labyrinths, and this is one of the places that really messes with people and they don't understand what's going on. And hopefully with what I've taught you so far, you can figure it out pretty easily. So there's 4 different sections on this map here. There's S1, there's S4, there's S6, and 3-2. So this is going to be one you have to go in a bunch of times back and forth to be able to get through all the exits. I think they actually dumbed it down a little bit because people just couldn't figure it out. So I think they made the actual process for this quest a little bit easier than it was before. Also, luckily for us, I believe there is a ring called the Ring of Memories after this. So our general process is just going to be going through, taking whatever exit we can, talking to whatever people we can, and then going right back in. It should pretty much guide you where you're supposed to go next. So as long as you follow the guide, you should be a-okay. So you can see we didn't finish Help the Young Villager, so that kind of signifies we will be going back in here. Locks Chapter 3, but we're going to say screw Chapter 3 right now and go back to Labyrinths and 2S. And they actually tell you about the tutorial, but so many people just skip the tutorial anyway, they don't really realize what's going on. So now we're going to go back in here, and I believe we're stopped by Yuna here, and she ports us. Is that this time? I guess not. I guess not. We're just going to keep walking, and we'll have to talk to somebody here. There we go. There's a warp gate. I knew there was a warp gate coming. I've done this before. So now at this point, we talk to the little girl who's crying. This unlocks this little exit here. And we only have 1 spot available, so we're going to go that direction. It's really important you understand maps and how they work, because for your labs, it'll really make it easier to kind of route your way through things. So many people just don't understand, and it's something that I think is really important, especially for the future when they add new content like this. So we have just unlocked the Alchemist Steeple as well. We get the first one for free, and free is always great. So this is a weird little sanctuary piece. I'm not sure how we're gonna handle this at this point. I'm honestly not sure how this is going to work at this level of the game. I think it's going to be something I just kind of ignore. That said, we get 1 craft a week, and this is something you want to do when you can fill up the bar. But as you can see, our bar doesn't exactly do too well right now. So it might not even be worth it to do this. Like, it probably isn't even worth it to do this, so I'm not going to do this. But accessory charms are really tough to get early. So this is something I'm going to at least try to get a couple points into right now. Just want to make it to that first bar is all we're really going for. And the more you get on that left side of that quality grade, the better you actually craft. Like, the more you craft, the higher rating and stuff like that. So this is probably only going to give us two lesser ring charms, so kind of expensive for that, but it's something we're not really going to get elsewhere. So right now we're also going to talk a little bit about imprints and triple S-ing people with their imprints. So if we take a look at our Elson here, the imprints go from D rank to triple S. I think it takes 7 to triple S a 3-star. It takes 6 to triple S a 4-star, and it takes 5 dupes to triple S a 5-star. And then once you get one of them triple S, if you go over to the reputation, you get bookmarks back, which is pretty fantastic. I'm not actually sure where the thing is in here. I don't even think I have anything triple S yet. I don't know if it'll show. Won't be in the conclave. Probably in the merchant. Either way, I can't find it, but you do get extra bookmarks if you triple S stuff, and that definitely adds up in the long run. A lot of people advise in just tossing them in, the dupes in, to triple S them, but I don't think that's the way to go. We'll talk about that more as we get in. For now, we're just going to accept a bunch of rewards here. We're also going to do some Mystic Summons and go summon Faithless Lidica, because that would be really fun. We have Hoochie up right now, who's just a pure scammer, but we're going to spend some gems on him just because I want to have some fun with Mystic Metals. We've got three Mystic Summons to try to get Faithless Lidica, and that would just piss me off so much, but okay. So our first summon is... God, I didn't even see what the artifact was. What's the artifact? Oh, it's Elbrus. Oh, no, it's not. It's Durandal. So that's kind of funny. Not the best artifact for Sigrid, but this is a really good artifact for later stages of the game for somebody like Assassin Cartuja. That's really funny on our first summon. Our 3-star here, I didn't see if Daydream Joker is in the list. Oh God, another? Watch us just get Violet here. If we get Violet, I don't think I can use Violet. It's not Violet. So what are the 4 stars? Hey, speaking of Cartuja. Speaking of Cartuja. So we have a decision to make. I like decisions. So Cartuja got buffed recently. I really like his new setup. I really like his new setup, and we got a Durandal for him, so I think we're going to use Cartuja just for funsies. It's either him or Leo. You guys tell me in the description below what you want to see used. I think Leo might be better for this team because I already have a defense buff from Elson, but Cartuja is more fun, and we do have the artifact, so that's really cool. This account has been blessed in the weirdest of ways, so we're just going to feed in a bunch of these things to our Elson. Again, not really recommended. I would probably just sell those. If this wasn't like a tutorial, I would definitely just sell them. That said, we need one more penguin, so we're going to do something you also shouldn't do at this stage of the game, and that is just finish up a penguin here and start another penguin. Definitely don't do that. Okay, we've now unlocked Arena 2, and there's a couple ways you can do this. One is setting up a base defense with basically nothing in it. So we'll put like our Sigrid just for funsy. And the goal of this defense is to have more people attack you and have you drop rating more. And the reason why you want to drop rating is because it doesn't really matter too much how high you push early game. And the further down you go, the easier battles you'll face. This is the way I like doing it until you can actually do something in arena. So I would definitely recommend just stick with like a 1-person defense like that. Oh, we got a cutscene. Sweet. Okay, so I would love to show you more about Arena, but I can't. The cutscene just freezes for me at the end here, and I have to force close the game, and then it sends me back into the cutscene, and I can't do anything about it. So that's kind of frustrating. Something I hope is not a problem later, and we'll deal with that after, because that is the quest I'm stuck on right now for my adventures path. So I'm gonna have to just force close the game and try again. And we're going to end off this episode with a little summon. I don't think we got too much done this episode, and it was pretty long, but I'm overall pretty happy because I think it covered some important parts, specifically how you handle maps and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what we're going to cover next episode, but we're going to do something fun, hopefully. And we'll go from there, and we're gonna see how this Elson does for future content. We also just got an Alexa, who is essentially farmable, and she's one of the best units in the game right now for Wyvern 11, especially since you don't need to promote her to 6-star, and she just does insane amounts of damage with Daydream Joker. So definitely a good option for me to have now. I don't think I'm going to use her. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see as we get there. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and let me know in the comments below if you think I'm missing something with these videos. And remember, I'm going through stuff as I hit them. So every single time I do something that I think is worth mentioning, I'm going to mention it. So that's why a lot of these seem drawn out. That's why a lot of these things I might not mention right away, like the bookmarks for Triple S. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.